Oh, yeah. Well, Anzac Day was just all the schools compete in sport. And I had no running shoes, so I had a white one and a black one. And I blackened the white one, and when I was running in the school at North Hobart, I had to leave because the nugget on the white one was coming, black. But, and they said to me, and we used to get boxes from the cake shop. We'd say, have you got any empty boxes from the boot shop? And we'd take them down to Arnold, which was a big cake shop, which was where Anthony is now, and we go up and sit on the footpath and eat the cakes, stale cakes, me and me copper. It was all the same. It was an unhappy life because Doug is always looking at women. And he said to me, how would you like that one, Jack? I said, she's too fat for me. And some of them would smile at us and we'd go and get some cakes and we'd have a cup of tea. And when we got sick of it, we'd go somewhere else. But I said to Doug, wouldn't you like to get married again? He said, who'd want me? Oh, I said, get out of it. You're all right. Yeah, but you got no clothes. My clothes are all patchy. Got patches on. Doug and I meet at 9 o'clock. He comes down to my place, picks me up, and we go to the cafe, and we'd have a cup of tea, and we knew all the people in the cafe. Said, oh, good morning, Jack. And I said, good morning. And I'd have an old shirt on. And he said, come on, we'll go down to Northgate. So, the girls used to wave to us. Watching myself eat.
What you eating, Jack?
Hey?
What are you eating? Bit of porridge and blueberries.
So porridge is good for you.
Mm-hmm. Drink it all.
I got the teeth jelly. Whose camera's that?
Mine.
Oh, a nice camera. Take some nice photos.
Don't you like it?
Well,
Don't you like it?
it's all right.
It's got vitamins.
Yeah.
So you have to drink it all.
Yes, boss. I'll growl and shout.
Drink it.
I'll growl and shout. Do that.
Yeah, I will.
How much was it?
1,200.
1,200? Oh, bullshit.
Years ago.
Huh?
Years ago.
1,200, Jesus. It's a lot of money.
Do you want to go to Bruny Island?
Huh?
You want to go Bruny Island? Bruny Island.
Bruny Island? What do you want to go there for?
I'll take you there and I'll leave you there.
Leave me there. You better put me down Port Arthur. You've been down Port Arthur?
Beautiful.
Do you like it down there?
It's nice.
I don't know. We're not on this roll for long. Be under the ground saying you say you, oh, I never saw you done that, I didn't do that. Um,
What are we going to do today? We're going to go out for a coffee?
I'm going out of the village first to give that to a lady, that one.
Oh, no one wants that. Who wants that?
She's a church woman.
Oh, you're not going there.
She's an old woman.
You're not going there, Jack.
She's an old woman. I don't know. I heard her feelings. She said, you're a nice man, Jack. Oh, I said, I growl a bit occasionally, but not much. When I do, I just feel sorry after.
What? What did you say?
I gotta get some meat for the dog.
Okay. Oh! You are so disgusting. You've got bowel issues.
Wind.
No,
wind.
it's not.
It's wind.
No, you fart too much.
Yeah, that's wind.
What do you want to do today?
Hey?
What do you want to do?
For everyone in the family. But whatever you decide, APA has a range of quality home insurance for over 50
You go down to Manchester after?
It's time to switch to APA.
Yeah.
I'll get some potatoes,
Yeah.
take home.
Are you nice and warm?
Yeah.
Keep
You
you
want to
warm.
wear this in the winter.
Yeah. Do another one for me.
Hey?
Do another fart.
I can't. Hey? I'm as ugly as bat. Look, when I got nowhere, when she sees me, she'll think I'm a Dracula.
The fish? I can't zoom in, I'm stuck.
Oh, God.
Go.
I'm only trying to make you happy.
Yeah, you're all fucking worried.
No, not worried.
Get a copy food. When I go.
Show me, I'm going to ring Wera up. Show me that.
I want to get a letter from the Queen, Pop.
Oh, fuck that.
Why?
What's the good of it?
I don't know, it's good to keep.
No,
No, Dougie's seen it.
he don't know nothing of me. He's a poxy liar.
Ah,
Bloody liar.
you're telling fibs. You always tell fibs.
Where are you going?
Come on, looking.
No, I'm having a motto, mate.
Stick it up, you fucking ass. You're the worst fucking person there. I said, fire essay. It's very technical. And Walter came in, the boss, and he said, how long has Jack been here doing this work? He said, 3 years under my supervision, and he told a fucking lie. He never taught me, I picked it up myself.
Oh.
And he said to my boss, put him on the staff. And that bloke went in the hospital and he died that night. And I said to Walter, how am I getting on for the job? Oh, he said, there's no record of it. They robbed me. That was all Catholics. Fucking Catholics. They're bastards, them Catholics. And the worst of it is, I never seen me mother.
Oh, that's...
You're a dastard, Jack.
You got to have a laugh at it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
You can talk.
Who was Hitler's right arm man?
What?
Who was Hitler's right arm man? Right arm man.
Check up on it.
Ah, you pull yourself.
He gets the man.
No, Goring. That Goring bars.
What about that?
What's his name? He was just a farmer, a chicken farmer, and they got him in with the Germans.
Oh.
What was his name again? What was his name? Remember Dad was saying it.
Just watch it. You watch
He was
it,
just a farmer.
Yeah, I watch a lot of
watch it,
documentaries.
yeah.
Oh, I
I've
love
been to
it.
South in Ulster. I watch it.
All right, first question, Jack. I want you to tell me. Now let me have a look. Question number 1. What was it like when you were a child?
Well, I had no mother, and I was a loner. I was wandering around everywhere, no clothes, shivering, because it was a big depression all over the world. And then I come to Hobart after my mum died, and I was shopping with my grandmother. Then she died, and Dad couldn't get no work. And then I had 2 twin sisters. One of them died with diphtheria, and it was beyond understanding. There was many parents without food, and when I went to school, I had no shoes, bare feet, and one Guernsey with patches in, and a short pair of trousers. And that's how I went. It was gone. I'd go home, there'd be no food there for me, so I had to go out again. So I ran up to my commerce place, and they were sitting having tea. And Mrs. Collins said, "Would you like a bit of red jam, Jack?" And I meant to open my mouth. Mr. Collins, he was a very hard man. Oh, he was a mad man. So she gave me that, and that helped me a little bit. But I'd go home to bed, and all I'd have was a blanket and sleep on the bare floor. It was a house in Burke Street in Melbourne. But I was a little kid. I didn't know much about things. But the worst thing was when we come to Hobart. When Dad came to Hobart, he thought he could get some work, but he couldn't. And I was going up that way. And then when I got about 15, I went to the zinc works, and I asked them if they need work. And they said to me, "How old are you?" I said, 20. I told a lie. Anyway, he put me on, and I was on shift work. And you'd go, when you was on day shift, you'd go to 7:30 in the morning, and then when you come home, you'd go back and get a 11:45, what they call a quick shift. And I never used to take no men. I used to have stews and, good food, but I had nothing. But I never said a word. I never complained.
And what else did you do for work?
I got into work there, and I got a good job in the chemist's department. And Mr. McCurchy, the boss, said, "Jack, can you do the work in the fire room?" I said, "Yes, sir." And I learnt me, and I used to do chemist work, but I'd never get any extra pay. What he was working on, when he leaves, before he leaves, he'd put me on that job on the staff, but he died. And it was a religious place. All the men were Catholics, and they used to look after one another, but me, no. They'd get me doing the work, but I wouldn't. I never complained because it was money. I used to get, what was it now? 30 shillings a week, shift work. And then I got bigger and bigger, and I bought a overcoat, and said I was stopping at my sister's. And me looking after fowls. My brother had a fowl farm, and he said to my sister, if I get on a staff, I'll give Jack 2 a week. Well, he got on the staff, but he never gave me nothing. And it was bloody hard. I got to dances. Life was very bad for me, even from a little boy. I used to want to play cricket, and they'd say, get out of there. And they'd frighten me, and I'd only just sit there and watch them. But I never will let me play. And the teacher said, wait outside. She wouldn't teach me because I was no socks, big red patches in my trousers, no dinner. I tell you what, because I felt many times of jumping off the bridge in town and getting rid of myself. But then I used to listen to a man talk about God, and that made me feel good because I thought, well, if I say my prayers every night, maybe God will help me. And God did. I started to get a better job at the rig works, and then I met my wife, and we had a couple of kiddies, but she was good for me for a while. She was a country girl, but the people across the road, one of the women were very, very bad. And then when I got bigger, I joined up a team, and I used to be that good they couldn't get me out. And one bloke said, this man's ready for Test cricket. He's a good cricketer, and I could bowl and that. But then again, there was one bloke in the cricket room. He was a Catholic. He didn't like me, and he was vice captain. Wouldn't give me a bowl, put me in last, and from then on everything got tough. But I could take it. I'd either have to take it or, well, I'd end up dying. Well, it's changed more or less when I was about 20. They built a bridge on the Hopwood Bridge, and there was work about, hard work though. If you couldn't do it, there was going to be it. And people wouldn't help one another because they couldn't help themselves. Well, I was in it, and you used to get dole tickets, and them tickets would be a little bit of butter, a little bit of sugar, and you get that once a fortnight, but you'd eat it in one go. That was you call. No one had any clothes, no one had nothing. Only the rich people survived. There were people up there where I lived that were dying every week of starvation. And then I took on a little learning about religion. And the Salvation Army done good for me. They gave me a big bowl of soup, and you know what the soup was made of? Split peas. Split peas and boiled, that's all. They gave me a billy can full of that, and I took it home. But losing my mother hurt me more than anything. Folks used to say, oh, I'm not going to do that, Mum wouldn't like me to do that. I love my mother. Yeah, they'd be talking about their mothers all the time. But you'd have to experience it. to know what it's really like. I don't know how I survived, you know. God must have been with me because I had no boots, no socks. Oh, I had a pair of sandals, one white and one black. So I blackened one, I got a bit of naked and blackened it. And then the Anzac sports that was on, that's for schools competing against one another. Birthday, oh, I didn't know when it was on. And it'd be gone, past and gone. There's no such thing as birthday in my time, not for me anyway. I used to get on the corner and I'd cry. And I'd say, well, God help me please. Many a time I'd go home and the poor woman said to me, hello sonny, what are you crying for? Oh, I'm hungry, I've got nothing to eat. She said, come with me. And she took me home and gave me 2 scones. And I had given that helped me a little bit. But then, I don't think the generation would experience what I went through. They wouldn't. They'd either kill themselves or rob someone or do bad things. They wouldn't go hungry. Cocker, they wouldn't.
And what do you think about the world today, Jack?
It's greedy. The rich are richer and the poor is poorer. And I faced 2 wars. The first war was I was too small, and another one was I was working at the zinc works and they exempt me because there was a help in the war. And I bought an overcoat and a pair of shoes. I walked down 6 was Joe Louie. Being without a mother was the worst thing that happened to me because I was sitting on a chair and she was in the bed dying. I didn't know. And I said to Dad one day, Dad, where's Mummy? She's gone away some for holiday. Because, you know, I liked her to cuddle me and kiss me, but I missed all that. I was brought up by myself. I often wonder how I lived so long. And then when I got married, it was hard. I was born in 2 rooms at Miss Wright's where the doctors were. They were old people, English people, and they let me have the 2 rooms for about 3 shillings. Money was called shillings, pounds, shilling and pence. And then when I got married it was hard and then my wife left me.
Hang on, keep talking, I'm going to get something.
God was always with me though. In spite of not having nothing, God was always with me. And until this day, I don't know. Oh dear, what can life be worth? No education, without that it's hard, what they call a dunce. Oh dear, dear Daddy. Then when I got married, I loved my wife, but she was flirting with another man. Yeah. And now, I got my own home now, it's my own house. And I have one of my daughters here. I had 3 children, 2 boys and one girl. And I give them all I could, but they used to go to work and make more money than I ever seen. Oh dear. I can't. I just used to think about it. I don't like thinking about it. And my eldest boy married a girl. She left him, and her mother was a Filipino, and she was very good to me. She liked me, and she's here now with me, and she's gone back to a place in Europe. She's getting married, and I won't ever see her again.
I can't find the photo of Reenie.
Aye.
I can't find the photo of Reenie.
Of who?
Reenie.
Really? Oh no.
Where'd you put the photo?
I haven't got it. Is that on?
Yeah.
They had twins, and one died with diphtheria in the home. They'd put in the name, and they had them. He brought them out, thought he could look after them, and they had to put them back in again. And Rennie, she caught diphtheria. And my daughter-in-law, she comes out here and looks after me. She's here now. She's here now recording what I can think of. And Johnny lives here, but I don't think they'd understand what hardship's like. They wouldn't, not at all. But
How would you like people to remember you, Jack?
remember me as a loving grandfather. He's 90 years old. Johnny, he's a bit of a rough boy, roughly, and Christina, they're all in the air, but they don't know it. I help them as much as I can, they still don't help me. They don't understand. Any other marriage would say, no, go on, get out. Earn your own living, don't budge on me. I used to wear second-hand clothes, and my uncle, he used to go and get home. Who's that? And I don't know how long I'll last. I can't keep doing cooking and cleaning the house. I'm getting too old. My body won't take it. So I don't think I'll see her again. Not from my point of view.
All right, Pop, I think that's good.
Huh?
I got a lot of footage there.
Yeah.
Do you want to sing a little bit of Johnny Cash for me?
You're going to show your mother that.
No.
You show them they might laugh at you.
Sing for me.
Sing for you. Some coming down. I saw a girl coming down the street eating fish. I like that song. He wrote that in prison, Johnny Cash. Yeah.
What about the Ring of Fire?
Oh.
The Ring of Fire.
Come on, Poppy.
Smile, Jack.
Smile, look at me.
And I got a... Why isn't it? Move closer. Okay, smile. Cuddle pop more. Love it. Look away like Pop. Pop was looking over towards Josh.
I'll record too.
Oh, show me.
Yeah, they're good one, man.
Not there,
Yeah.
come on, it's too cold out here.
All right, let's go.
Go in the car now.
It's beautiful, doesn't it? What? Yeah, you do that.
Shops were different. Way of life, it was completely different. Everything. Shops and all. And they used to close at 5 o'clock on Friday. Everything's closed on Friday night.
What about tell me about the things you used to do when you were little.
Well, mostly looking for tacker. I was always hungry, but I couldn't do anything about it. But I covered up with one bloke who was like that. His father was a piss pot, and he come home one night and she was pregnant, and when he was born, it was like that. And he used to go to pictures with me, and I used to go up there at 6 o'clock at night on the knock. Hello, who's there? And Jackie allowed out? Come in, and Joyce, oh, she was a lovely woman. She wanted a bit of bread, Jack, and the old man looked like that. Oh, he was a bastard. That the same company all them years.
How many years were you at the zinc company for?
About 30 years. I was well liked out there too. They used to say, Jackie, he's a good man, he's not a bludger. And then this man, it was all pick and shovel, and he come and he said, Jack, how would you like another job? We'll go in this place, and his boy was the boss in there, and so I took the job on, and I got worked up in the hospital, and the boss was good to me, but the only thing is, the religion come into it. Everyone was getting baptised, being Catholic, and that buggered me. The head man of the zinc said, what did Jack come doing chemistry for? He said, he does it good. Put him on the staff. This is what the big boss said. And the next day, the poor old man, he died. So the other boss wouldn't put me on the staff because I wasn't a Catholic. I had no bare clothes, only an overcoat, but I used to go to this house, and the people that owned it, their son was engaged to another girl, a beautiful girl she was, and she'd say, Jack, do you want a bit of red jam? And every night I got me red jam, and I bought a pair, my grandmother was hawking pigs. My uncle used to make pigs, and she said, you wouldn't have a pair of boots, would you, for my little boy? So they gave me a pair, and they had buttons on them. And so I said, oh, I'm going to kick that football there. So I kicked that football and nearly killed me. The stops on where the lace goes buried into my head. Oh, gee. And I had to wash the rag out to get clean.
Tell me about your life these days. What do you get up to? When you go out with Dougie, what do you do?
Now we look at things. Oh, look at that old thing. That was him when I was a boy and all that. But Doug had it hard a bit, but not as hard as me. I was in Melbourne when Mum died. I was sitting on a chair in the bed. I can't remember her. And Dad used to take me to the hospital to see Mum. And then Rita died. By gee, my father had it hard too. Phew. Yeah. It was about as hard you can probably get. Cause,
Did you have birthdays?
I only had one when I was 21. My sister bought me a ring, Dolly, but I wore it out. That's the only thing I ever had given to me. That was the thing of the past, birthdays. Bloody hell, she that. You really, you wouldn't think you'd live long. Eating a bit of bread and nothing. And yet, I survived. Here I am. And my body's good. Yeah.
And what's it like being 102?
No difference. I got to stop sometime. I don't know when. Like you've got to experience life then. It's hard for me to tell you because you haven't got the feeling in it. Bloody hell. Kids used to stick around corners, up in these shops, picking up butts and that. But we used to get dole ticket, no money, and I'd get a little bit of butter, a little bit of sugar. That'd last me a week. You could do it all in one night. Then I said to Jackie, I said, let's go hog picking. So we went hog picking. And because he had this. And we earned £3 each for the time. And we slept in a tent. And I had all the butter and everything. And I come home one night and the bloody ants had got in my bag. And the manager of the place, he said, Jack has got no mother. He said, let me take him and I'll look after him. She's Mrs. like me, but she couldn't have no children. And I was only a boy. And she wanted to take me and rear me in Sydney. And Dad wouldn't let me go. Bloody hell. Glad he was married, but she was home, and her husband used to come in every night. Sit there till about 10 o'clock and go home. He was a butcher. Nobody give me anything in my time. No way. They had nothing to give. What are they going to give you? They had no clothes. They had nothing. No money. Well, Johnny, he's going through a hard time. He don't value the time that he's in. See, there's a bit of money about, you can save it, but he won't do that. He spends it on booze. If you get married, I hope that you get a good home and a good man. Don't do one thing. Don't have a lot of kids around you. You'll be a whole woman before you know it. But I think I think with a bit of luck, I'll be alive when God comes. 'Cause God said He will come, and He said His time's very near. When you see these things happen, God said, you'll know the end is near. But look at people now. Gee. They couldn't get me out. Every Saturday they said, here's Hopwood again, now get that bastard out. They couldn't. But then the secretary was a Catholic, and he was a nasty cow. Yeah. And I was going home one night with my bat, and Harry come past and he went like this, you know, poke shit at me. And I looked after all his pals, and a cow, I milked the cow, looked after a horse, and he gave me nothing. He said to Dolly, if I get on the staff, I'll give Jack 5 shillings a week. By bloody oath, he was mean. Yeah. Oh, dear me. And that mugged Dad up, because Dad had no one to look after us. He used to nail the doors up of a night when he went to work on the shows. Bloody hell. Yeah. I don't know. People say you get money off the dole now, no. All things are mechanical now. See, there was all horse and carts in my time. All the streets you see big horses and big carts going down and getting stuff. Oh,
How long did it take to get from places in a horse and cart?
oh, well, from Dolly place to town and take half a day.
No, it wouldn't take half a day.
Yeah, the horses was only walking. They wouldn't gallop. They wouldn't gallop and only walk. Well, when you go and get milk, you take the full one and leave the empty one. And the morning the next day, we'll take the empty one again, and you can get, and there's a shop sell you a penny for milk, because you had no money to buy a lot. But you really had to see it, Chris. Now look at all the boys in that today, they all got cars. Haven't they? Cars and motorbikes. And some cabs. Get up. They sit in the back and the people in there sit in the front. And he'd look through the mirror. Where do you want to go? Yeah, I get up. And they all worship. Only one there, the car's the government. I don't know. You couldn't knock anyone down because they wouldn't have got no money. No one has got any money.
So back in them days, were you able to walk out of the house and not even lock it up, just go?
Yeah. Well, we had nothing to take. Yeah. They had pawn shop. Dad had a suit. He used to press it with the iron, take it down to Joe Glasses, and he'd give you $5. And then you got to get $5 to get it back again. The pawn shop, they called them. Oh, gee. You know, yeah, I was always hungry because I used to look at Tucker and say,
You had it hard then, Jack.
bloody hope I did. A lot of boys like it though.
Mm.
Well, butter, you can give it, say it's that big, you can give a piece cut off like that, and take it home, put it on your bread, cost you a penny. And if how much sugar, that's, how many spoons, that's written. You can buy milk, but you only get a little bit. See, you can go and get the doll now, you get money.
Mm. You couldn't do that back then?
No. Poor old Dad. Dad said, go out in the lavatory and see if there's any newspapers and bring some in. And when I brought them in, he took his shoes off, there was big holes, and put the paper inside so it wouldn't hurt. Poor old Daddy, Uncle said, oh gee. That was a hard lot of depression all over the world, because
Yeah.
it was everywhere.
It's very sad then, Pop.
But yeah, no lying on the floor, nothing, it was cold.
What was your bedroom like?
Oh, big rocks, no paper on the wall. No, just like a jail.
Did you have a bed?
A little bed, yeah. No good though. I mostly slept on the floor.
And what are you grateful for in life?
I'm still here. But Dad always taught me to be honest and good manners. You know, I got to thank him for that. And poor old Nancy. She was a battler, Nancy. Glad he wasn't much good. Well, Dolly was good. The last of the Mohicans.
The what?
The last of the Mohicans.
What's that mean?
The Mohicans are a tribe of Indians.
You're not an Indian?
No, but that's the saying. The last of the Mohicans.
Because you're the last one.